Chernyavsky was keen to go, but no quicker away from the gate than Super Fortune. To leave the last foursome behind. Inside is Overthought. Right between Precariously is Campaign Spy. And fanned out, very headstrong around the turn, is Super Silver, giving way to Overthought, who now bowls through and gets part of second. Back in last is Zar May, trailing by just about 4.5 lengths over the other 5. It's on the lead, Super Fortune, 25 flat for the opening quarter. Past the 3/4 mile pole they go. Overthought is positioned second. A flowing third going to Chernyavsky, who was last early but moves up into third willingly with Super Silver on its outside and Zar May on its inside. And now the trailer down the backstretch is Campaign Spy with apprentice Bailey Weatherly, who's calling upon Campaign Spy and not giving much of anything. Half mile in 49 and 2/5 of a second. It's on the lead. Super Fortune is now collared and passed by Overthought and Manny Giles just by a head. All in. Chernyavsky, Super Silver, has had the wide journey throughout and is losing space. Zar May, ears pricked, not going anywhere though, is back in 5th and still content to trail his Campaign Spy. They head towards the quarter pole. It's Super Silver, Alvin Ortiz, out and about the 5 path. On the inside, saving ground, head cocked to the inside fence is Super Fortune. Now here comes a run from Zar May, if able to squeeze through past the 330-yard mark. Wide open, Chernyavsky on the widest journey. New leader, Super Silver, lugging in a bit. Super Fortune. Here's Zar May produced. Chernyavsky is widest on the grandstand side. It's Chernyavsky. Chernyavsky starts at the longest price. 15-1. Super Silver for the play, Zar May for the show. For the old dudes, a 12-year-old gelded son of Giants Causeway out of Puxasaco by DeHare, bred in Kentucky by Northwest Farms LLC. The winner for the second time in 2023, number 6, Chernyavsky, and jockey Alexander Bendezu, owned by Mary Ellis, trained by Robert Pompel. And they're off. A bit slow and stride in the center for Hot and Fresh. Out very well from the outside stall is Silver Eyes. Here comes some pace for Fergie Attack. They're going to go 3 straight in the firing line, featuring Molly's Temple, right between Silver Eyes and Fergie Attack. Back and forth, a wise move for Wicked Sky. 5th is Hot and Fresh. And lingering far back is Featured Power in Victor Balin for a late run, at least 11 or 12 off. Early fraction in 23 seconds flat. It's Molly's Temple, Javier Diego, a half a length to Silver Eyes now between. And on the outside, moving on up well, is Silver Eyes. And now circumventing is Wicked Sky. Wicked Sky from inside to out. Powerful move at odds on. The last click is out by 2.5 or 3. Fergie Attack about to bull forward into the exacta spot. Way back we have Hot and Fresh, and not involved at all is Featured Power. Deep stretch into the final furlong grounds. It's all Wicked Sky and apprentice Emmanuel Giles. On the wrong lead, but will coast on home here. It's Wicked Sky. Odds on to score by at least 6.5. Fergie Attack second, Silver Eyes third, then Hot and Fresh. Into the winner's circle steps number 1, Wicked Sky and jockey Emmanuel Giles, owned by Warchall Thoroughbreds LLC. And Dennis and Jerome Warchall, trained by John Wainwright. Wicked Sky's a 3-year-old daughter of Wicked Strong, out of Bailea, out of Bandini, by a Bandini mare, bred in Illinois by Dr. Terry Morgan. And they're off. A good even dispatch. Twirling Rose is your favorite, gets loose with Late in the Day. These two plastered to one another, and here comes a swooping move for Hillbilly Logic to regain second. Hillbilly Logic moving forward with Danza Taxi to group up that leader. Twirling Roses is now back into the board placement in second. Late in the Day will find himself back in 4th running, and then Bureau is back in 5th, just 6 off the lead, and another 4 or 5 lengths. Back to the closing router. Last Fortino family has a dozen to make up. Dueling leaders around the turn. Past the 550 they go. On the outside is your favorite. Twirling Roses puts a length on a weary Danza Taxi. Hunkered down upon us Late in the Day with Corey Orm. Here comes Bureau with a run. On the far outside up into 4th and means business, but going to have to go extremely wide. On the underneath side, Danza Taxi bids a fawn Fadu. And then on the lead, it's Twirling Roses. Going to have to deal with Bureau, who's gaining with every stride. Late in the Day is brave as well. Longtime leader, Twirling Roses, Roses. Here comes Bureau. Not enough to catch Twirling Roses. Odds on 3 to 5. Bureau a good second. Late in the day, stuck for third in Hillbilly Logic. Into the winner's circle steps. Number 5, Twirling Roses, and jockey Victor Balin. Owned by Ishmael Thoroughbreds LLC, trained by Eduardo Rodriguez, 5-year-old gelded son of Twirling Candy, out of the Maria's Mon mare. Mécanique, bred in Kentucky by Crossed Sabres Farm LLC. The winning one acting up. And they're off. Be My Bestie got the jump away from the gate. Speed from Cantu today. Gonna go right up to the front. Stacy Attack to take underneath from Be My Bestie, who will be back in third. Golub City fourth, just 3.5 off the lead. And then well back to Commissioner Gulch. Debut over this track with Victor Balin content to trail. Not much speed on for this group. It's Stacy Attack in the purple for Watkins and a host of owners. On the outside, Be My Bestie is up there and Cantu drops off. Up into third, now moving on up is Golub City, and well back continuously has been Commissioner Gulch. Cantu has to get back up into the bridle, but the leader is Be My Bestie, who's given the slip to Stacy Attack, trying to win it at the 300. Coming up, it's Be My Bestie, out by 2. Golub City is now challenging for second. Coming back is Commissioner Gulch from last, and means business is run off the fence there. It's Be My Bestie, it's Golub City at 11 to 1 in Dutch's Commissioner Gulch, and here comes Cantu rolling on the outside. Cantu played possum and scores handily. Nice ride by Emmanuel Giles for 2 on the day. Be My Bestie was second, Golub City, and then Commissioner Gulch fourth. Into the winner's circle steps number 2, Cantu, and jockey Emmanuel Giles with a riding double. Owned by Sharon Morgan, trained by John Wainwright. Congratulations to the winning connections again. And they're off. Sluggish starts for King Tito and Chicks for Free. They're way back there. Winging Ways and Victor Balin out by 2 early. Tiz Rick is up close today. And now up into third is Tappet Sam and Alex Bendezu, a vigilant looking third. Poking a nose up into the early Superfecta is late running Patchy in fourth. Well back in 5th and 6th are W. Russian Gold, and on the outside, Peacock Man, the venerable veteran, is out there moving on up into 5th and almost up into 4th. Dropping back is W. Russian Gold. Passed is that one by King Tito, and way back there, Chicks for Free has about 10-12 lengths to make up and starts to rev up in the blue far back. The opening quarter in 22 1/5 of a second. It's still on the outside in, Winging Ways, giving a little bit of a respite there, but oncoming is Peacock Man, up into the bridle, sitting well. Tappet Sam is far back. It's Peacock Man to go right up even with Winging Ways. These two gonna fight it out. Oncoming Chicks for Free late. Peacock Man has forged to the front, and here comes Chicks for Free. Peacock Man gonna try to stick it and got it. Peacock Man beat Chicks for Free. Then it was Winging Ways and Tappet Sam. To the winner's enclosure, winner of today's 5th race, number 6, Peacock Man, a jockey Corey Orm. Owned by Bo Taylor, trained by Lori Plasters, a 9-year-old gelded son of Magna Graduate out of Giddy Gulch by Thunder Gulch, bred in Illinois by Ken Hutchins. The winning time, 1:12 4/5 of a second, 13. And they're off. Squeezed at the beginning was Coogan out the back. Sprinting start for Sapphire Knights, who's going to have some company in that of Jill Attack. These two running off together. Risky Spirit rolls on up from 4th to the lead in the span of 70 yards. Miss Tina Marie will be 4th. Back in 5th is Coogan, and Mo Cowbell is way out the back by about 8 or 9 lengths. And the speed is thrown down by Risky Spirit and Victor Santiago. Odds board says 3-2 out by a length and a quarter. Miss Tina Marie now ahead in second aboard. Sapphire Knights is third and now second and moves up. Having to go the farthest way around is Coogan after a very balky beginning and is starting to roll on up. About 5 paths off the inside fence, bowing out his Jill attack and never involved is Mo Cowbell. Down the stretch, inside the final furlong grounds, a 3-length lead. Risky Spirit gonna have to fend off Coogan. Coogan is rolling up. Risky Spirit, Coogan, these two. Coogan might have her. Coogan has her and wins by a head. Risky Spirit was second, Miss Tina Marie, and then Sapphire Knights. Into the winner's circle steps number 5, Coogan, and jockey Harold Ortega with the victorious ride. 1:07 2/5 of a second got it done for this 2-year-old gelded son of Looking Cool out of Miss Good Thing by closing argument, bred in Illinois by Alan Meadows. Just about ready in the gate. And they're off. Clean getaway for the outside runners, Fever Nation and West Warpath. Fever Nation, Victor Santiago gonna go forth with it and take a 2-length lead from West Warpath in second. Monami Fuzzy in a very close-up third. A long break back to Tony's Morning Line fourth. Gerlalomo Glory is about to be passed by King Doodle up into fifth and very, very wide. Not much pace on for this group. On the lead, Fever Nation has it if he wants it and is out by 2 1/4 from West Warpath. Under the pump is Monami Fuzzy, is passed by Tony's Morning Line up into third. Moving up continually has been King Doodle, and Gerlalomo Glory has to make up about 12 lengths if he's going to do anything to catch the leader and front runner, Fever Nation, who's out by 3 1/2 or 4. West Warpath has been second throughout behind this leader. Back into third is Tony's Morning Line. Inside Monami Fuzzy down the crowd of the course. King Doodle is gaining ground. Breathing fire, Fever Nation. Here comes Tony's Morning Line. Tony's Morning Line to win it 7-1. Fever Nation second. King Doodle was third, and then Monami Fuzzy fourth. Horses always pretty much do the same thing. Who put these bricks here? I don't understand. Why do you want me to do that? Into the winners and closer steps, number 3, Tony's Morning Line, and jockey Victor Balin with a riding double. Tony's Morning Line, bred by its ownership of Scott and Frank Racing, particularly Pete Raymond. Scott and Frank Racing and Charles Clifton, the co-owners of Tony's Morning Line, trained by Eddie S. and Price. And they're off. Good clean getaway. Rock the Birdhouse flashes some early turn of hoof, but there goes Kiana's Love. Kiana's Love out to the lead. That one's outside in the green. Moving on up is My Lady Slew in second. Outside third is 3 line up early. Smile at the Storm. Then well back to Lil Bit Tipsy, who runs up into fourth. Fifth and sixth, War Colors, and on the outside of War Colors is Rock the Birdhouse as they bend left here into the only turn on our Get Out 8th. It's Kiana's Love, Alvin Ortiz just by about a half a length from both My Lady Slew and on the outside, Smile at the Storm. First time over these grounds, it's a little bit tipsy and a good-looking fourth. Fifth and sixth, Rock the Birdhouse and War Colors vie for the tail end. At 330 yards to go, Kiana's Love and Alvin Ortiz by just about a length and a half. Given the green light is a little bit tipsy, they rub. Inside rail run to War Colors, who gains, and out of last, Rock the Birdhouse has a late run coming. It's Lil Bit Tipsy, Corey Orm trying for a double and has it. It's Rock the Birdhouse gaining late. Rock the Birdhouse, My Little Tipsy. That is just desperately tight. In the winner's circle steps Lil Bit Tipsy and Corey Orm with a riding double, owned by J. Donald Blade, trained by Billy McEwen. 8-year-old daughter of Mutada out of bar hopping by Anino de Valeroso, bred in Illinois by Shelley S. and Price. The winning time, 1:13 4/5 of a second. Lil Bit Tipsy